Good evening. Welcome to the live stream. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. If I could just get a boom in the chat to make sure we're all good and we're all live. Excellent, excellent, wonderful. So there we're back here again for our weekly Mass Effect 3 multiplayer live stream. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a nice weekend. We're just going to get a private match set up. I think Cerberus guys in the Discord chat. Hear me in there. Takes to know, are you playing this evening? Gabriel's doing well. Nico's in the chat. Jumpy Pockporn's there, nice to see you. Curtis is there too. Hello, how are you doing? What else we got here? Ivo's there in chat. Nice to see you. So, yeah, if this is your first time here, I make videos on Mass Effect. Plenty on the channel to see, and if you like them, make sure you like them, and if you love them, yeah, consider subscribing. So yeah, we have a weekly video. This week's video came out today because I wanted to chat to you about it this evening. I wanted to see your thoughts on the theories, if you've got any Mass Effect 4 theories. So yeah, that one's out today. Plus then we've obviously got today's live stream as well. So, Hollywood Guy, nice to see you. How you doing? Let me get rid of that. So we're just getting up. I'm actually going to stick with this guy, by the way. I think I quite like the Cerberus guy with the old last whippy things. So that's the technical name for him, by the way. So
he's the bad guy from Iron Man 2.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Nice to see you, Manning. How are we doing?
I'm good. How are you? I mean,
Yeah.
What the hell was his name now? Anyway, I'm drawing a blank. Wasn't it like something stupid like Whiplash or something?
Something like that, yeah. It's been quite a few years since I've seen that one. I'm doing good, thank you very much, Hollywood Guy. How are you? Nico gives us a boom as well. Yeah, don't forget to give us a boom on that old like button. Have you got the invite, Manning?
Yeah, just some form of ghost and/or demon seems to have haunted my computer today. But so I'm a little slow, but hopefully it sorts itself out.
Just check the weapons then while we're... Yeah, I was going to stick with that weapon actually. I quite like the Revenant. Powers to add.
That gun in the second game is so overpowered.
I don't normally use it in single player. I don't think Sar's here. Or Sven, isn't he? No, okay, let's put the other one as public then. Hopefully it doesn't kick everybody out. Nico says the Liara theory is very interesting, but I definitely wouldn't like Liara to be the enemy. Ah, see. As I think Cerberus Guy and Dom has said in the past that you can actually kill Liara in the Destroy ending.
Well, you can kill her in any of the endings. It's like the killing Shepard in Mass Effect 2. You have to plan for it because it's so hard to do. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to have happen by accident.
Saying that, I did do it by accident.
So,
I mean, Rook is very hard.
It was like a very specific circumstance where I was going for a very specific ending.
I mean, like the first time I played Mass Effect 3, I mean, I had none of the DLC. I don't even think I had the Javik DLC, and I still skipped like half the missions and still finished with enough EMS that no one died in the beam.
So then that kind of makes you wonder where are they actually going to set this? Are they actually going to canonize that she survives it, and like Destroy is going to be the ending, or are they going to put it back in the past as like a side story or a prequel to the ending?
I wouldn't mind a story set in the 26 years between the First Contact War and the beginning of Mass Effect 3. Or sorry, the beginning of Mass Effect 1.
But with her having, by what it looks like, she's got a team and a ship and stuff. I don't think it's going to be set before meets Shepard, just because of her nature of the way that she is.
Think, yeah, the N7 thing makes me think it's going to be after the games too, because she probably like, what would N7 even mean to her before she met Shepard?
Yeah. I mean, there was the time that she was chasing around looking for him in the comics, and it's trapped in snow, which you can actually find if you go visit the crash site in Mass Effect 2. You can actually find a helmet in there. So
are we thinking then that the trailer takes place on Altera then?
Possible. If they've actually, it could be, like I said to Nerdy Dude earlier, that we're actually jumping around in time through it. That we could be playing as the Ara, I suppose, and playing through her time as when she was looking for Shepard. And then jumping forward to after the end of Mass Effect 3. And like the Andromeda side of it.
I know all the evidence points to it not happening, but I would really love a game just centered on the Protheans and their cycle.
It would be, yeah, it certainly would be different, wouldn't it? You know how it ends as well.
Yeah, it would just be like Halo Reach vibes, wouldn't it? Like, you know what's going to happen, but...
I mean, what they could do is, what if they could do something... what's the Star Wars game where you can play it's an RTS. Is that Empire at War?
Yes.
I think so.
Do something like what you said is the Prothean cycle, so instead of having Empire and Republic, you could have the Protheans and the Inasanan or something.
Yeah, that could work actually.
Am I the only one left?
Yeah. So no pressure. Did you know there's a trophy bug in Mass Effect? I did not know there's a trophy bug in Mass Effect. I don't tend to play on Insanity, so I never go after trophies anyway, because I know I'm never going to get them.
I did try trophy hunting with Legendary Edition, and I swear I got all of them, but because for me it was bugs, it was just so frustrating. But there's still like 3 or 4 I haven't got.
Speaking of trophy hunting, has anyone had issues with the trophies in Mass Effect 1? Where I've got all of them, except it says I have the trophies where it's like do 2/3 of the missions with Liara or Rex or Garrus or whoever. None of those ones launched, and I've definitely played more than 2/3 of the missions with all the characters.
Isn't it? Oh, I don't know. Have they not done it over all 3 games for the Legendary Edition?
No, but there's one specifically for the first game.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, for the 6 squad mates in Mass Effect 1.
I didn't have a problem with that one. For me it was mostly the romances carrying over. The achievements for those.
Did they ever fix the bug in Mass Effect 2 where romancing Kelly didn't count as a romance?
Is that really a bug though? Like,
and it's not supposed to be a romance anyway, is it?
No, but I mean, like, I can't imagine, like, you romance whoever you romance in the first game, and then you romance Kelly in the second game, and then in the third game you're like, oh, don't worry, I had an affair, but it was with the secretary, not a real member of the crew, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, she's like a freebie, isn't she? Because
Well, Liara gets mad at you in Mass Effect 3 if you hook up with whoever you romanced in the 2, or if you do with Diana. So how's Kelly any different?
because Kelly doesn't visit you when you're about to go to the suicide mission. So
Well, she's not on the ship before you go to the suicide mission.
that's just technicalities.
The only thing I can think of, don't you technically never have sex with her? That's all that comes to mind.
Well, she gets in your bed and does a pretty risque dance while wearing stripper clothes, so I assumed you went all the way.
Yeah, see, I just thought that was a dance.
Gabriel says, I wouldn't mind playing as Liara, but only for the first mission, until she finds Shepard. It's possible. I mean, we have played as Jacob in Mass Effect Galaxy, and we've played as Joker in Mass Effect 2, so I think there is a chance that we might play as her at some point.
Joker's mission is like 3 minutes, though. Does that really count as playing as him, though?
Well, you control him. I mean, you can't do anything in shoot or duck or cover or anything. You just follow it. What on earth is going on here? Blimey, this is not going well. Dom's here. Nice to see you, Dom. Hope you're doing well. Space Ghost also doesn't think the Kelly romance was a bug either.
This is why I never play as a soldier.
What's going on? I'd probably start bringing some like health packs, shouldn't I? Yeah, the last one back as well, Manning. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Dom. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I had an issue with that Insanity trophy as well, Hollywood Guide.
I do like that you've kitted out your character in Cerberus attire.
You know, I've been kind of toying with the idea that wouldn't it be interesting if, like in Mass Effect 1, you could pick like the origin story of your character, like whatever character you make, and one of those options is to be the offspring of like Liara, for example.
There's people that have been suggesting that, haven't they? That you could be. But then I suppose that would be canonising your.
No, I just mean that's why it would be like a optional origin story. So you could be an offspring of Liara, or you could be, you know, somebody else. Or...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would certainly lead to some interesting storylines, that's for sure.
Well, there are quite a few people who say that if you romance Liara in the first game, the conversation you have with her on the ship after the Shadow Broker mission hints. I never saw it that way, but they say that it hints that she might even be pregnant.
I can't say that I've ever got that feeling.
Also, I'd be a pretty lousy Cerberus operative if I didn't have the colors on.
I mean, technically Miranda was never wearing yellow. I think it was just white.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
Miranda can't have kids though, can she?
if you believe the info the Shadow Broker had on her, then no, she can't.
I'll tell you what though, as another origin story to be like artificially created like Miranda would be interesting. Like if they went that route, you could have like one origin story where you're Liara's offspring and another where you've been artificially created.
I suppose it's a bit like Dragon Age, where you have like separate origin stories for you for characters. You like 3 or 4 different startups that kind of all feed into the same story.
Yeah, and just have like, I don't know, like a mission or two, like in Mass Effect 1 where it links back to your origin.
I hope they put a little bit more thought into it if they do that, though, because the origin story in the first game, regardless, all 3 of them are kind of dumb.
Yeah, they don't have a great impact, do they? But I suppose it was nice that you could choose a little bit of like.
I personally really like how it was done in Dragon Age Origins though. That was nice knowing you, Tim.
Oh well, let's have a look at the chat. Mix of Rex and Shepard's personalities would have been something funny and strong. And Gabriel says he did romance Liara in Mass Effect 1 but did not get any conversation close to her having a baby. I can't... I mean, it's possible, but I thought... Oh, so you do have sex with the first game, don't you? I kind of got more of the impression that if anything was going to happen, it would have been the Mass Effect 3 love scene. But Dom says, just had a great theory when it comes to the new artwork. So what if the team is indoctrinated and looking for a way to bring back the Reapers? The new character has to stop them. Would be treading on old ground to try and bring back the Reapers. I don't know, I'm not sure about that one. To me it'd be almost like rehashing old stories. But I suppose they did try to do something similar with Andromeda, didn't they? They kind of told the same story in a new way. Yes, Curtis, I did get killed by a big bug.
I can imagine though them like releasing a series of comics like called Mass Effect Synthesis or Mass Effect Control, if they did want to canonize Destroy.
It would be a good way to make people not feel as excluded, I suppose.
I was just mainly thinking of it because they did something similar with Life is Strange, where they had one of the endings in a comic.
Oh, I never heard about that. Not sure why the Geth are back unless they are allies against the villains. See, I'm really not sure that they are going to be back. If they are going to canonize Destroy, I reckon they're just going to be back in spirit only.
Perhaps a nuisance synthetic like Tim's vacuum cleaner.
Well, Tim's vacuum cleaner makes the news every week, so it's quite clearly a powerful antagonist.
I mean, the BioWare teasers are all there, aren't they? There must be a reason why we talk about it all the time.
I think Tim just secretly doesn't like the Geth, because the rest of us always like, yeah, the Quarians are kind of the bad guy, and then Tim's like, but my vacuum.
Don't like my vacuum telling me that I can't live in my own house. I'm stuck. I don't think
Also,
somebody...
speaking of...
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry. I was just going to say, speaking of synthetics, I don't know if it was intentional by BioWare, but I always felt it a little odd that Edie's part Reaper and no one cares, but when Legion tells Shepard that he has Reaper parts in him, I mean, you can be nice and say, it doesn't bother me, but if you pick the Renegade option, Shepard's like, oh, this is the worst thing ever, how could you lie to me?
But do you think that helps with the idea that Shepard could, you know, essentially put... Because with the control thing, Shepard's kind of putting a lot of... I don't know. I suppose there's kind of like a bit of a merging with Reapers, you know, with synthesis and control that's kind of set up by EDI using their tech.
Gabriel says, I don't think so, but somebody could try and find the tech created by the Reapers to make a Reaper army. Maybe the Solarians are crazy enough to do something like that.
Well, I think that raises another interesting question, because regardless of which of the three endings you pick, in my mind, the Solarians always come out on top, because they basically were out of the war. They never got attacked. They were the only species who never had their homeworld attacked. They took the fewest amount of casualties. Depending on your decision, they don't even join the war.
Very true. What's their population like? Because they're a very short-lived species, aren't they? They're about 40 years lifespan.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I did really well last week, I think. Might need to change character.
So did I don't know what happened. Oh, I know what happened actually. I chose a soldier one, which I'm really not familiar with.
Dom says it would be great if we could Dragon Age Keep to choose the state of the galaxy. I believe there is already a Mass Effect Keep. I think it's called something else, but I think it does exist. I don't think they didn't need to use it for the trilogy, because obviously you could just afford to save. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that it exists already. Oh, what is going on?
Should we try something tactical next game where we like, I don't know, go with like different classes or something?
Probably a good idea.
I don't know what different classes we are actually compared to each other. I just remember one time that really worked well.
Giovanni's here. Nice to see you. How did your stream go? The Quarian Admiral wanted to create other robots, like the Geth. Could they want to create a Reaper as well? I don't see why anybody would want to recreate a Reaper.
Are you kidding me?
Mission failed. We're out of here.
Oh dear.
Well, the important thing is we had fun.
I hate when the game does that though. Use a metagel and wake up right into an instant kill.
Yeah,
That's pretty harsh.
not fun.
Space Ghost thinks there were clues about the next game hinted at in Mass Effect 3. I suppose they did say that there's one more story about the Shepherd, but I think that was... I don't think they'll actually make good on that, to be honest.
It does seem strange though that if they don't, like the other story about the Shepherd is just the story about the time that the people involved with Shepherd told some people to go to another galaxy.
Well, has anyone ever actually watched that cutscene with subtitles on? Do we know, like, when he says Shepherd, is it S-H-E-P-A-R-D or is it S-H-P-H-E-R-D?
I don't know, actually. Who are we being then? Are we going tactically, or are we just going to choose somebody random? Actually, I haven't been Geth for a while.
I have every character, so if there's anything the chat wants to see, I can do whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to be Geth. Seems quite
What we
fitting
could
as well.
do is we could maybe we could have like a tank one, and then like an infiltrator, and then just like a third one as well. Either I don't know.
We could all be Volus and do platinum.
That would be interesting.
It'll be short-lived, I think.
$5, we don't even make it one wave.
Giovanni says it says chat was super quiet. Oh, that's a shame. If the Geth are back, what would be their connection to Andromeda? Was there an arc for the Geth Andromeda?
Well, the Geth were, I forget what it was called, but they were spying on Andromeda with their faster-than-light telescope.
They were, weren't they?
I forget what they call it, but Suvi was talking about it like right at the start.
Yeah, that's probably where the connection. Andromeda and the Geth are going to be then, isn't it? New game.
Are you an engineer, Tim?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Yes, Geth
I'm
engineer.
just okay. I'm just viewing the stream
but-
from a very small screen at the moment.
I don't
I
actually
will
have
be
everything
a
unlocked on this one.
juggernaut just to soak up a bit of damage.
So we're doing all Geth then, or something?
Can
If
do.
you want.
Or we could just, do some weird role play where the Geth worked with that one Volus. The biotic god.
Good old Niftu.
I mean, the Geth are always looking for a god to follow.
Curtis thinks we need some bug spray.
Oh no, is it collectors again?
I wouldn't mind some revenge on the collectors. I hate Scions.
Clone Shepherd. Curtis says Clone Shepherd might still be alive. You think Clone Shepherd will appear in Mass Effect 4?
That would be so funny though if they do a dramatic reveal and it's just Clone Shepherd who doesn't have the memories of the original Shepherd.
Well, they made one. They did make one, didn't they? What's going to say that they didn't make more than one?
In an unsecured area. We need it locked down.
I'm pretty sure the comics say Cerberus only ever made one clone. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was only one.
I can't run, this is so frustrating.
That character is hilarious if you put a movement speed increase on him, though.
I must have used this gun before, but I can't remember it. It just seems to be exploding.
Mission accomplished.
Nice.
But yeah, that sniper rifle fires grenades.
Enemies approaching. Acknowledged.
Gable says it's strange that the fact that Liara in Mass Effect 3, when she was on the Normandy, knew about the Andromeda plan but did not say anything. She even made the last message sent to Ryder on the from the Normandy. Well, I mean, technically speaking, from a gameplay perspective, they hadn't made Andromeda then, had they? So it was kind of retrofitted in. It would have been nice if they had, planned ahead and thought, yeah, we're going to make another game and set it somewhere else. But you can understand why that can't go that way.
I kind of like the idea of, how it fits into how Liara's changed, like kind of keeping secrets from people as the Shadow Broker. But there's even things that Shepard doesn't know about. It makes it more interesting, I think.
Well, her whole arc was really cool.
Established planet side or offline. Locate and enable. Understood.
Although I do think the whole "I'm trapped, I need help" got a bit annoying.
Squad member needs help.
Like, I don't know. It might just have been because my first experience with her was her just thinking I'm a hallucination for a long time. Because I didn't know that she was an important person to pick up and picked her up last.
That dialogue's more of an Easter egg than anything, I think, though.
Get back and find that device.
It's nice to put it in though. be fair, the longer you leave her there, the more crazy she goes.
Device enabled.
Ah.
Squad member offline.
Dom says, I played the House of Ashes recently and it told me unless you don't see a character die, then they aren't actually dead. Which... I've seen something similar actually. In anybody ever used to watch 24? They had
Like,
Key team member has gone dark.
like they quite a lot of the characters died in 24, but they always had this kind of like music, like really sad music, and if it didn't play then they weren't really dead. That's how they managed to bring Tony Almeida back.
I don't know if you guys have seen The Walking Dead, but I thought it was quite clever how they kind of faked Glenn's death in that show.
Oh, that's when I stopped watching.
I
I
don't mean when he
got
died
rid-
for real, though.
yeah. I got really annoyed that they not killed him. I was like, come on, there's no way he's getting out of that. And then he got out of it, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's it, I'm done.
I was relieved, though. I loved Glenn, and I was really annoyed when he died for real.
Glenn was the guy who got hit in the head with the baseball bat, right?
I don't know if he got hit with a baseball bat. Oh, right, yeah, sorry. No, Negan. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Don't know why I blanked on that. That was... Yeah.
Last here. Hello, Last. How you doing?
There's a lot of shows and movies I'd like to go back and change a couple small things on, though, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh, man.
But I think that's true of most people.
Team member is hurt.
One thing I will say about The Walking Dead, though, at least most deaths stick, you know?
That's all of them. Good work. Enemy is regrouping.
Like, for example, I was always firmly of the opinion that Harry Potter would have been a million times better if they had ripped off Star Wars and had Voldemort turn out to be James Potter. So, like, Voldemort could have killed James the same way Darth Vader killed Anakin.
I've never seen them, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think it's just... I kind of prefer them being, like, different, otherwise it becomes a bit of a cliche, doesn't it? I do think it would be interesting, though.
Well, cliches are cliches for a reason, because they tend to work.
Dom says, while watching the theory video, noticed the crater looked a lot like Benezia. Do you mean the actual inside the crater? Because I'm sure that there's something in there, but I can't, for the life of me, think what it might be, or try and even work out what it might be.
Clean sweep. Well done. Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
Cable says, how did you decide to start making videos and streams on Mass Effect?
Approaching.
Love the franchise. Yeah, wanted to kind of build a community around it. Meet other like-minded people that enjoy the series.
I do think even though the... Sorry.
Alright, carry on.
I was just going to say, even though the Legendary Editions like expanded the community, it still feels like smaller on the scale compared to something like Star Wars, which I kind of like. It feels like a niche.
Well, I think Star
makes
Wars has
sense.
got the it's got the. Oh, hello. Who are you?
Well, half of Star Wars isn't canon anymore either.
Yeah, and it's got years as well, hasn't it? On Mass Effect, Star Wars. Was it 1979? Was it?
77 was the first movie, but I don't know when he came up with the idea.
Find it and bring it back.
I just mean when it comes to Mass Effect, people seem a little less critical.
Well, the Star Wars fan base seems to kind of be split to two different camps now too, so maybe that's part of it.
Squad member has flatlined.
I don't know. I think it's just like more like 3 or 4 at this point.
Object has been cleared. Good work.
I mean, it depends what you're talking about, actually.
Snags lost Reaper technology.
Well, if you go on Twitter, there seems to be people who hate the sequel trilogy and people who love the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, but it's like there's also the people who love the original trilogy and still angry about the prequel trilogy.
Squad member down. Nice work. Get back to the extraction zone.
I guess I'm in the camp that the sequel trilogy made me realize how good the prequels actually were.
They were more cohesive, that's for sure.
Squad member
Even if the acting was a bit wooden.
That damn shield guy was in the way. Sorry, Tim.
That's all right. We'll look at the chat. What's going on there?
extraction zone.
I will say though, personally, I find it harder to rewatch the prequels than I do the new films. Like, I can still rewatch the new films for entertainment, and nobody shoot me for saying that.
For the prequels, I highly recommend that you search out the anti-cheese edits. You ever heard of them?
Is that like taking out Anakin saying I don't like sand and stuff?
It literally cuts down the movies to about an hour and a half, and it takes out all the cheesiness and all the fluff. So you don't have anything to do with the midi-chlorians. You don't have anything to do with Jar Jar Binks. All that's gone out. To be up to watch it, you'd never know. You'd never know that.
But I thought Jar
stuff
Jar
had been
Binks
cut
was a
out.
Sith Lord.
But yeah, if you ever get, I mean, I've got them somewhere on my computer. But if you ever get a chance, have a look at the anti-cheese edits for the original prequels.
Enemy is regrouping.
I don't know if either of you have heard about it, but there's someone fan edited a version of Revenge of the Sith that includes footage from the Clone Wars final arc, and I think it's like footage from the beginning of the Bad Batch show as well, like all the different like sequences of Order 66 and stuff.
It's quite cool.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Apparently, it's like a 3-hour version because it includes deleted scenes as well.
Well, apparently the original cut of Revenge of the Sith was supposed to be 4 hours
Super
long,
chat.
and then I guess they took a bunch of the footage they cut and repurposed it for the video game.
Ah, Hollywood guy, you sir are a legend. Thank you so much. There's no Shepard in this game. Will you buy the game, or will new fans demand that there's no Shepard? What are your theories of Mass Effect 4? I think Shepard's story's over, to be honest. It won't bother me that she's not in it. I think they've got plenty more stories to tell. That's for sure. Will the will the fans be mad? I think that yes, they will. There's going to be a lot of people that are.
For me, I've kind of like just, I don't know, I've never really been bothered by the idea that Shepard just gets to, you know, have eternal sleep after fighting a Reaper War.
Well, I'd actually kind of prefer no Shepard anyway. I mean, I'll throw in like references and stuff to him, but or her, but I don't want to. The character's done, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I completely agree. It would have been, I suppose, it would have been nice to have an option to have a happy ending, and then you could choose whether you want them to die or whether you want them to live. But it was their choice, wasn't it? They've decided that no matter what happens, Shepard's finished.
Because I always thought that was the thing I never understood. Like, for all the things you can complain about Andromeda for, all the people who are like, well, where's Shepard? And that argument never made sense to me. It's like, well, it's a new game. Shepard's story's been done since 2012.
Yeah. And where they set it as well, Shepard would have been stopping the collectors while they were disappearing off to Andromeda, so...
I will say, as much as I don't like the idea of Shepard coming back, I was that guy who thought, who is Ryder, when I looked at my character creation screen.
That did annoy me, that you spend like an hour, getting just the right kind of character look, and then you start the game up and your first cutscene, you're like, oh, what? That doesn't even look like anything I made. I think it was also Ryder's dad as well that annoyed me, because no matter the original, the default Ryder's dad, Alec Ryder, he looks like a pretty grizzled kind of war hero type person. But the moment you put a custom Ryder on, for me, it always seems to just turn into some Chinese dude. I was like, I want the original back. Stop trying to change him to fit my character personality. Character look.
I honestly think that's kind of a cool feature, to be honest. I like the idea of having the father change depending on your character.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that it's not a good idea, but I just could never get him looking how I wanted him to look.
Maybe they needed a second character creator so you could create Alec.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get my way over to Cerberus Guy, but I'm very slow. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I had 3 guys surrounding me. I was going to get stepped on anyway.
Alright. I will say, while we're talking about the character creator on Andromeda, am I the only one who didn't really like the default appearances for the riders?
I didn't mind Sarah Ryder, but Scott looks like he's about 12. With painted on facial hair. If you can even call that facial hair.
See, I'm the opposite. I wasn't really a fan of how Sarah Ryder looked.
Now the genophage is cured, will the Krogan rise in the new Mass Effect? See, I don't know. Again, it's one of those. They're going to have to, when you start the game, they're going to have to ask you what kind of decisions you made, aren't they? In order to populate your universe.
I personally think it would just be great to do an official Dragon Age keep for Mass Effect,
I'm sure there is one.
Yeah, I always thought that was like a mod community thing, though.
No, I'm sure it's official.
Oh. I'll have to have a look on the... Well, actually, I don't even know what their official site's called. I know they've got obviously a shop. That's the one I look at all the time.
Mass Effect Archives, it's called.
Oh, right.
Official EA one.
I don't know how I didn't die there. I'm on the edge of death.
I took all the bad luck out of the round by getting hit with a missile that went through a wall.
Nice work. Get back to the extraction zone.
I thought it was a sword that killed you.
Yeah, the missile knocked me back into the Phantom.
Oh, right. That's annoying.
Oh, I haven't got any of those things left.
Standing. Get the team member, squad member down. Object at risk.
I did, Hollywood guy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, in all honesty, I do like very much prefer like making a Sarah rider rather than a.
Object. Bring it back.
What is the male rider called? Is it Alec? Or no, Alex the dad, isn't it?
Scott.
Yeah, Scott and Sarah, and
Anyway.
yeah, thanks for that, Hollywood guy. I really appreciate it.
I do quite like Scott Ryder's voice actor, though. I forget his name. But it's just, yeah, the default appearance. He looks like a middle schooler.
Team member has gone dark. Team member is hurt.
Oh no! We're all dead.
Your top priority is finding that object.
I think we're all dead, aren't we?
Mission aborted. Let's go.
Wave 10 as well.
Remember that stupid Alliance guy talking in our voiceover just made me think of that moment in Mass Effect 3 where Hackett's yelling at Shepard while Shepard's like bleeding out. And you're just thinking like, Hackett, shut up. You know?
Still less annoying than Captain Price and all the Call of Duty multiplayer.
Yes, Hollywood guy, I did answer that. You probably catch it on the replay, but just to go over, I would say that Shepard's story's over. I think that the fans probably will be upset about the fact that Shepard's not going to be in the next one. I mean, I'm not saying there's not, but I would very much doubt that they're going to revive Shepard.
I honestly don't mind what they do as long as it's done well. You know? As long
Yeah.
as it's just done really well for story reasons, whatever happens.
The less rushed it has to be, the better, I think. We're going to actually win a round this evening.
Tell you what, I'll go with a Vanguard and see if we can get a win.
Yeah, but I tend to agree with Tim. I hope they take the time and get the game proper and don't have to rush.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get the impression that that EA is giving them time this time around and have kind of learned their lesson. That's my hope, at least.
Well, I mean, hating on EA is fun and everyone does it, and I get it, and it's a meme at this point. But I mean, like, if you look at what happened with Anthem, BioWare legitimately wasted like 5.5, 6 years. I mean, like, at some point, EA is allowed to be like, hey guys, where's our game?
Yeah. Yeah, you can understand that.
Didn't
Especially
they
when they-
legitimately not want to make a game like Anthem in the first place, though? And I don't know, I'm just kind of approaching it from the standpoint that a lot of their employees quit because of the the crunch on Mass Effect 3 and Andromeda. Well, not Andromeda, Mass Effect 3 and Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm just saying, like. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I heard all about, obviously, the crunch with Inquisition, but I wasn't aware there was any rush with Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, it was kind of just, yeah.
The ending wasn't it? The end was...
Yeah, it was basically because they had to crunch so hard. They went with just a concept art storyboard that most of the people doing the cinematics didn't know that's what they were going to do.
I just chalked most of it up to Mac Walter's bad writing.
Otherwise known as BioWare magic, isn't it?
Enemy is down to 1.
What do you mean by Bride always sounds constipated? Nerdy dude.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping. Here they come.
I always got the impression that whoever was voicing Ryder was trying quite hard to sound like Troy Baker. Not Troy Baker.
Team member offline.
Can't remember what his name is now.
Nolan North?
Nolan North, that's the one.
Yeah, I
Boss
just
says,
got the impression. Oh, sorry, Tim.
so Boss says that most of the problems of BioWare are caused by BioWare themselves.
Surface. Drone is live. Stay close to escort it.
Well, I think that's where the whole thing about the BioWare magic comes from. Because for a while they just believed that, oh, we can do whatever we want and we'll just, at the 11th hour, we'll just put out a good game. And I think with Anthem, that finally showed that that doesn't always work.
I kind of just got the impression they lost their enthusiasm because so many of their enthusiastic workers quit because of the crunch. That's just my opinion.
Well, it is kind of weird how many quit and then came back and then quit again and then came back.
I mean, I suppose that were they trying to branch out? Because, I mean, they're known for their role-playing games, aren't they? And Anthem's more of a looter shooter.
Yeah, I heard it was. Well, I was kind of just under the impression that it was because of what EA was saying about, you know, single-player games not being interesting to gamers anymore, or whatever they said.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? They went down that route that single-player games are dead.
And then Fallen Order came out.
It changed all that.
Enemies down. Good shooting.
I still need to play Fallen Order.
For all their faults, EA has seemed to be being a bit better the past couple of years. Like Fallen Order, Squadrons was great. Like I'm holding my breath on Dragon Age 4, but we'll see.
Well, they say they have done away with the multiplayer, haven't they?
It's more, you know, just the fact that they're actually just letting the studios or the developers do what they do instead of interfering and giving impossible deadlines.
Or in like with Squadrons, knowing that it wasn't a full quote-unquote AAA game, so instead of charging full price, it was like $40. It was like 2/3 or even half off.
Yeah, I will say that was a smart decision because it's really annoying when you know, you get like a really old game that's just remastered, but it's not like remastered much. Well, actually, sorry, it sounds like I'm talking about Mass Effect actually, ironically. I swear I'm not. I mean, like, I don't know, something like GTA, I don't know what the price is for that, but I feel like it's not worth whatever price they're selling the remaster for.
$60 for all 3 games, so that'd probably be like £50, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, about that.
I think the biggest screw up, I don't even know what the word is, but the thing that kind of pisses me off a little bit is it doesn't affect me because I already own all the games, but Rockstar took all the GTA games off of every store last week because the remaster's coming out now. Or I guess it did come out.
Yeah, that's just like even worse really, isn't it? So you can't even go for the cheaper option anymore.
Well, I'm feeling for people too, because not everyone can afford a $2,000 computer. Someone might just want to play an old game and now they can't.
Yeah,
Unless you have an Xbox and use backwards compatibility. Thank God for that.
All I know is I haven't checked, but I bet if on eBay right now, physical copies of those games are through the roof price-wise, I bet.
I imagine so, yeah. Although Rockstar did give away a free copy of San Andreas when they launched their Rockstar launcher.
Actually, I was just thinking, they did give away San Andreas through Xbox Game Pass, and I think PlayStation gave away like GTA 3 or something as part of PlayStation Plus. So they're not like gone, are they?
I assume they've remastered them, have they?
I thought it was the original that they were giving away.
I know the biggest complaint I've seen is there's no way to buy the games individually. You have to buy the 3-pack for $60. You can't be like, oh, I just want 3 and I'll pay 20 for it. They won't let you do that.
Yeah, I'm really not sure how I feel about Rockstar at the moment.
I won't mind playing the Grand Theft Auto games. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm dead. Gabriel's got that free copy of the San Andreas as well. It came with the Rockstar launcher. I literally just downloaded the launcher, got the free game, and I've never used it since.
I'm just saying Rockstar thing like $2.8 billion a year from GTA Online. They could afford to have left the original versions of the game on Steam or GOG or whatever.
Yeah, they should have done, really. To be fair, it's... you kind of limited. Yeah, all right. You want to sell your remastered version, but if people still want to buy the original, you're cutting off a revenue source, aren't you? Like you say, if people can't afford to buy the new one and they want to play the old version, they're still going to get a cut of the sales for it, aren't they?
And beyond that, it's not like they were selling them for like $2. They were still like, I think $14.99 last time I looked.
So also, when you remaster a game as old as Grand Theft Auto, and I think that's kind of what Nerdy Dude was saying, what I'm trying to get at, but when the character models are so outdated as it is, I think you are past the point of making a remaster and really should just do a remake.
Yeah. Speaking of remasters, a couple of screenshots of the GTA 3. Look, updated graphics are horrifying special when it comes to facial animations. See, I've not even heard much about it. All I heard was they're doing a trilogy of the games, but I'm not really paid much attention to it, to the news on it.
There's a certain charm to games that old, that how they look though. I mean, like, I'm old enough that I was able to buy GTA 3 for myself. I didn't need my parents to buy it, so I know I'm dating myself there. But I mean, there's a certain charm to that.
The thing is, though, you could still hold on to that charm by just playing the original, couldn't you? Like, why buy the remaster?
Well, that's what I mean. Is if you don't.
I think you cut out there.
So I was just saying, but that's what I was talking about, is unless you already own them. Like, I have the original, like, 3 Vice City and San Andreas.
I think he's been censored. Rockstar's on his case.
Alright, am I back now?
You are, yeah.
Alright, yeah, sorry about my computer, or my keyboard was on the fritz. But I was just saying that, yeah, my point was you can't buy the originals on any digital storefront anymore. Rockstar took them all down. So unless you can hunt down a physical copy, you're not playing the originals anymore.
I'm coming, Tim. Oh, never mind.
Wow, they're throwing everything at us, aren't they? Oh.
Squad member needs help. Squad member needs help. Team member has gone dark.
Curtis is definitely not a fan of the big bugs. Conversations with Ken and Gabby border on harassment.
I think it kind of walks the line by today's standards. But, you know, it was even like 2012. You know, it's a very different time.
Force approaching. Understood.
What's
Which
that?
ones? I can't think of any that I thought Oh, that's a bit out of order.
I guess it's just like, I don't know, at least it's worth a conversation with human resources a few times with the things he says about pretty much every female crew member in Mass Effect 3.
Team member is hurt.
Who's that? I think I missed something.
Donnelly.
Oh, Donnelly's just, he's a bro.
Team member offline.
No way, we actually can get.
Ah.
Squad member offline.
Yeah, it's down to you, Cerberus guy. No pressure.
Squad member down.
How many health packs you got left?
1 Metagel and 2 Ops packs.
Gabriel would like to see an Ultimate Edition for all the Harry Potter games. So I've never played them. So Harry Potter's not generally never been something that I've ever considered playing. We're only on wave 8 as well.
So quiet, it's like spectating golf or something.
So let's bring the conversation back round to the theories. Where do we think the game's going to be set? Do we think it's going to be set in the future, post Mass Effect 3, or do we think it's going to be set as a side story to the trilogy?
I think from what we know, I think from what we've been shown, it's post-Reapable. Though at the same time, I know why it could be set between other games.
I mean,
Team member is hurt.
do you think being the Shadow Broker for the best part of 1,000 years, do you think that she's going to be able to...
Only
One
one more enemy.
more enemy?
I'm officially out of healing items too, though, so let's see how this goes.
It's like that scene in Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The showdown. Only that had less grenades.
Yeah, well done.
I so thought I was going to stumble forward and he was going to shoot me again.
Bogeys incoming. Got it.
So let that be a lesson, everyone. There's nothing 11 grenades can't solve.
Curtis thinks it's going to be a side story.
When you say side story, do you mean like a spin-off?
Yeah, like it's set between Mass Effects 2 and 3, so it's not like the main arc of the game, but it serves to expand the universe rather than.
Team member has gone dark.
The next game I say is set up for in the future, maybe after Andromeda Initiative established itself in the galaxy. Oh my word.
There's a Scion behind him.
Yeah, probably should have heeded that warning.
Ow. Oh, I'm out of ammo. So not cool.
I believe in you, Tim.
Please tell me I'm not the only one left.
No, I'm here. Not anymore.
Oh no! Can't do this on my own.
That's character development for you, Tim. You've become the Chuck was.
Just hide behind the Krogan.
Yes. Oh come on! There's two of us and one of them. We've got to do this.
Nice one, Tim.
Nice.
A winner is you.
Wave 10.
An N7 job went bad, but their drone circuits tagged you as friendly. Stay close to keep it moving.
All right, Tim, say something inspirational.
We there is no fate but what we make.
You're out of range. Stay close. Team member offline.
Personally, I would have just ripped off an existing famous figure or something.
That's from the Terminator.
Oh, right.
Drone linked to squad member in trouble.
No, no, no. Dead.
Nearing the upload site. Keep that path. Squad member needs help.
Gabriel doesn't think they can actually make a better story than Shepard's.
The drone is the mission. Get back to it.
Stupid cover. Damn it.
You could have said something like, it's been revoked, or I'll have what she's having, or something.
Oh no, that's wave 10 again.
It wasn't even for a good reason, it's just a stupid sprint and cover being the same button.
Alright, let's drop it down to bronze.
Do you
We'll do a
accidentally
quick
jump over a wall, or?
bronze mission. We've got to win at least one game tonight.
It's just while I was running, I went into cover.
Ah, Curtis had the best one. Use the force.
Well, my life's philosophy is the sooner I fall behind, the more time I have to catch up, but I didn't know if that was appropriate there.
You guys good for more?
Yeah, I should be.
Yeah, I can.
Can't believe we've not actually even won a game tonight.
We need you to take back some lost ground. Hostile forces will attempt to stop you. Lock the area down. Understood.
I do like to play the female Shepherd, Curtis. It's funny because whenever I mean, they've done it so well that when I play through as Commander as female Shepherd, I think to myself, yeah, this game was actually made as with a female Shepherd in mind, and the voice acting is spot on, and then when I play it through as a male Shepherd, I'm like, yeah, the story was actually made for a male Shepherd, and Commander Shepherd should always be male. And to actually pull that off is quite an achievement, I think, because usually you would have found that it suited one or the other.
Enemy force approaching.
Well, I think the story is so ambiguous. I mean, you could play, really, you could be anything, and it would work.
Farron. The Farron saved our cycle.
I can't, well, maybe. I mean, I can't be the only one who was disappointed you couldn't bring hers with you on the Normandy after the first time you go to Tachanka in Mass Effect 2.
Some good work down there. Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
To quote Javik, the silence is your answer.
They have records on Reaper indoctrination.
See, that should have been the inspirational.
Hack the security on the data you're in. Stay close to maintain connection. Connection broken. Reacquire.
Stand on the ashes of 1 trillion dead souls and ask them if honor matters.
Have you seen the meme of that quote? And then it's a picture of a chicken standing in a parking lot of a KFC?
I've not seen that one.
I'll post in the Discord when we're done here if I remember.
Space Ghost's been a big Jennifer Hale fan for years. I must admit, since playing Knights of the Old Republic, I thought she'd been brilliant.
We grabbed what we needed.
I've liked the stuff that she's done. She seems to pick really good games as well. I don't think there's actually been a game where I've thought, yeah, that's pretty poor.
I think BioWare was smart to have her play a Republic character before. Otherwise, there's not really any reason to be on the light side.
Clean sweep. Well done. Enemy is still active. Stay alert. Bogeys incoming.
Curtis is going to play as Femshep next time.
Quite honestly, I prefer playing as a female Shepard and a female male version. I mean, I'll go back to male Shep from time to time, but
I saw a weird stat like a month or so after the Legendary Edition came out, and it was something like the split on the player base was roughly 50%. And 50% played female, but for streaming it was something like 80% of people who streamed the game played as a female.
Well, that is.
Enemy is regrouping.
I've kind of found that there are a lot more females kind of playing it for the first time in Legendary Edition, or at least the content creators I've been finding. And I think it's mostly because they've been like fans of Dragon Age who are kind of just tired of waiting for the next Dragon Age and want to try something else BioWare related. I thought Legendary Edition was the best way.
And they were sick of Alistair.
I do understand why you don't like him, but I'm kind of on the fence.
Member offline.
I like Alistair. Female Shepherd is so much fun, especially when you're playing as Renegade. I completely agree with you there, Dom. I love playing as a Renegade female Shepherd.
Enemy down to 50%.
Such a badass.
Our data centers are not transmitting.
Otherwood Guy wants to play as Rex in the next game.
Targets and get them going. Team member has gone dark.
Yeah, this is not going well, is it?
Running. Keep it up.
Ow.
Device enabled.
As voice actor of Alistair in Dragon Age Inquisition as Moron, seen some of his tweets and I highly dislike him because of it. Yeah, wasn't there some controversy around him, like, a few years ago?
Objective completed.
I think that everyone has some sort of controversy around them this year. Like, you can get in trouble for literally anything, it seems.
Oh, Lynn's here. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Speaking as a female gamer, I played Mass Effect before Dragon Age because she was a Halo addict. How does that make sense? Surely you play Mass Effect first.
Top marks, team. Enemy is regrouping. Time to reload. Enemy force approaching.
I don't think that's too weird, though. I know a couple people who are big RPG fans, but skipped Mass Effect when it first came out because they didn't think an RPG set in space could work.
Squad member in trouble.
Yeah, but Mass Effect's closer to Halo than Dragon Age. I think Curtis might be trying to put a link in the Oh, I didn't kill the one I thought I was going to kill. I'll update your settings as well, Curtis, so that you don't get redacted stuff.
Enemy is regrouping.
Is that in the YouTube chat?
Yeah.
Enemies inbound.
Yeah, you should be able to do it, actually. Lynn didn't play because she was playing girl.
Team member is hurt.
Oh, okay, I must have misread it. She did play Mass Effect first.
Squad member in trouble.
Yes, yeah, I've just reread it now. I played Mass Effect before Dragon Age because I was a Halo, yeah, which does make sense. I do apologise.
Squad member down.
Oak one.
Dom's discovered Kingdoms of Amalur earlier this week. It's a lot like Dragon Age. I've heard it's quite good. They only made the one game though. But yeah, I've heard it's one of those little undiscovered gems
Regrouping.
made. Multitasking. Yeah, Ben can. Oh no, I can't multitask. That's the whole point. Ow, 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 ow. Ah,
Squad member in trouble.
pushed the wrong button. Oh, Curtis was removing his own message. How's little Shepard doing? Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's still teething, but he's not as bad as he was. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, he's sleeping a lot better now.
Sensors tell me only one left. Last one.
It's a shame the shipping's so expensive. You could get in one of those modern plushies that sings.
Enemy is regrouping.
Wave 10. Come on, this is as far as we've got all night. Wave 10.
We have some enemy
Should be able to do this now. We're on bronze. So,
I wouldn't mind a singing Liliana plushie.
Oh, I would actually love that. Tell you what, like, my first playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, I just loved it because of the romance with her.
Good job. Target offline. There's a new high-value target on the field.
I don't know why, but just like the whole singing thing in Inquisition was so much more impactful because of it.
Is it weird for me to say that Liliana kind of reminded me of a female version of Thane?
I didn't see that.
Well, like assassin trying to turn their life around kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. You look at it from
Like
that
the
angle.
tough exterior, but the soft interior.
But that all depends, though. You can make a tough or hard in Origins, can't you? And then,
Yeah, but either way, she's kind of turns out the same way in Inquisition, doesn't she?
well, in Inquisition, you can
Does har-
make her soft, can't you? She starts off hard, doesn't she? And you can make her soft.
Oh, yeah.
Does hardening her change anything in Origins other than it lets you defile the ashes without her leaving the party and trying to kill you?
Mission accomplished. All targets down.
I think didn't she speak to you slightly different, or she has a different outlook on the conversations change. And yeah, you can defile the ashes. But then in Inquisition, she's already psychotic nut job anyway, isn't she? But if you manage to make her soft, then she won't slit that priest's throat.
Well done, team. Enemy is regrouping. Shuttle on its way. Get to the designated LZ.
So do you guys normally kill, what was her name, Marjolin or Marjolin, whatever her name was in Origin then?
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
The girl in Denerim who keeps, you have to either kill her or let her go, Leliana's former love interest.
She's not part of the Liliana DLC.
No, I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
the base game where you meet her in Denerim. She follows Liliana around the whole time stalking you.
Yeah. You have to, you go into a house, don't you? And you've got it's quite a hard fight, actually. If I remember correctly. You've got
Squad member down.
mages on like either side of the room.
Is that like a loyalty mission or something?
No, no,
For
no, no,
lack
no,
of a
no.
better word, yeah.
I don't remember doing it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's right in Denerim. I forget how you get the quest off the top of my head, but Tim was right. You eventually just go into a house, and then there's a bunch of mages and mercenaries, and you have to fight her, and then either kill her or spare her at the end of it.
If you
And
kill her,
Look,
that,
it's all.
that's part of a hardening as well. But it's not just the be all and end all, is it? You've got to do quite a few things, like the way you speak to her and that.
Shuttle's gonna leave, guys. What we still
20
got?
seconds is a long time.
Oh wow. I didn't know how far you were away.
Little guy says heard the original Mass Effect game was going to be if fans did not like the game or it did poorly. I always thought that they intended Mass Effect to do a trilogy, but it was Dragon Age that they didn't think it was going to go any further than one. That's why they did all those ending slides at the end of Origins, and then have had to like backtrack over it and like, yeah, that didn't quite happen how we said it did. Right, well, almost did it. I almost managed to win one game. The rest of the team did, though. But yeah, that brings us to the end of today's live stream. I want to say a big thank you to Takes to Know and the Cerberus guy for the game this evening. Much appreciated. And
Thanks for having us.
everybody
thanks,
in
Tim.
the chat. Dom, really nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming along. Hollywood guy, you are a legend. Thank you very much, sir. Lynn, nice to see you too. And then we've also had Curtis in here, as usual, and Gabriel, Jumpy Popcorn. I think you might be still hiding in the back somewhere. Space Ghost, Ivo, Nico, and everybody else who's come along. If I haven't said your name, I do apologise, but thank you so much. We'll be back again next week. I'm still playing. Oh, Giovanni's in there as well. So thank you very much. So yeah, back again next week, next Saturday, for another game of What's on the Ceiling. And yeah, there'll be another video out during the week as well. So hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, if you enjoyed the show, the stream, make sure you hit the like button. Come join us in the chat. There's a Discord chat. There's a link in the description as well. So we'll see you next time. Thank you.